Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. I got the new swag out. Big shout out to Keith Miller and our friends at a Strategic Factory. Oh, and happy holidays to Robert Elliott, my neighbor who works at a Strategic Factory. They call him Bob, or Little Bobby, as we used to call him. And Big Bob, Sandy, and the entire Elliott crew out there. We're going to do a little homespun, old school. This is going to be my final segment before the holiday. It's Christmas week. The Ravens are on a tear. We are delivering delicious Taharka Brothers, made in Baltimore eggnog. And usually, Todd Schuler, it's empty, right? Like you would say, well, the sweet potato crumble, Ness is not going to hold that up on the air. He's going to show the crumbs of the outside of the container where it used to be and the empty inside. But no, my friend. This segment, because the Ravens have been victorious, because we are delivering delicious Taharka Brothers eggnog ice cream at a significant discount, I've brought the real deal in. You see what that is?
Looking good, man.
You don't like eggnog, do you?
No, I like eggnog. Well, one time a year. I always have like one glass of eggnog a year.
Why one? Why limit yourself to like something so good?
Well, my dad always made me drink one. You know, he'd always pull the bottle of the old Pennsylvania Dutch out and say, come on, let's have an eggnog. And this is my first Christmas without the old man, but I had my eggnog without him.
Well, I'll have eggnog with you right now. Vanilla, cost to honor him. And this is special because it's got nutmeg and rum in it. And it wouldn't be eggnog without rum, right?
Absolutely not, no. It would just be kind of gross milk, right?
Well, look, it wouldn't be Christmas week here without football. And I want to get a little football in, and then I'm going to take a turn on you to honor, everybody in my life who's ever loved music and Christmas music. My wife hasn't been here for 2 weeks, which means I've gotten a lot of work done. But this has been a year where I've actually listened to Christmas music without her being here. Like on my own volition, I've just put Christmas music on around here, which feels like better than having the news on lately. But the football team has made me this week, when she gets home, I'm going to put the purple up in here. I'm going to get all Festivus up. I'm going to wear the purple rope lights again as we begin 2021 because I think they're going to make the playoffs, right? Like, I mean, that's what Steve Kornacki keeps telling me on Sunday night. And if he says it, I believe it.
They look good. They look like they would be a good playoff team, but I don't know that making the playoffs is guaranteed, right? I mean, one of the best opportunities might have been New England beating Miami. Even the Giants beating the Browns would have been a good shot. We've 6 games. Somebody's got to lose, of the right. It's the Colts, I guess.
Well, yeah, there's 6 games. We need one of them. Yeah, the Browns, Colts, the Dolphins.
But I mean, the Browns look like they're playing pretty good football. The Dolphins didn't seem bothered by New England. Like, I'm a little nervous. I think somebody's still got Tennessee on the schedule. But I could see an 11-5 Ravens team missing the playoffs and looking really good. I mean, putting up 40 points and, that kind of craziness. But,
a lot of things would have to go wrong for that to happen, right?
6 things would have to go wrong. And none of them are all that pointed to go right. Like, right. We went into the weekend with 9 things needing to go. One of 9 things needing to go right. We get through another weekend, it could be 3. It could be one of those weekends, scoreboard watching.
See, a lot of people think you attorneys don't do math so well, but they taught you well down in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Albert Hall straightened you out with math.
We're usually capable of just dividing by 3 is the typical lawyer math, but no, when it comes to football, I can break it down a little bit.
Dude, I'm just going to let you do all the talking because I got eggnog ice cream from Taharka Brothers. I'm eating right now. Have you ordered your ice cream yet?
No, I have not. I think Mark did, right? He told me he was getting ice cream for the office.
All right. Well, $15.70 off for anybody that grabs this. Please go to the website. Just click on it. Baltimore Positive is the code. I might sit here and eat the whole friggin' pint because, like, I have to get up and put it back in the freezer or it's going to sit here and melt, and I don't have any Rofo coffee to throw it into. Is there anything you want to say on the Ravens about offense, defense, secondary not being there, playing sort of these JV games? I mean, if there's ever a point where, you need homecoming, right? I mean, here comes Jacksonville, who began the day as the second worst team. You made them the worst, and the Jets actually won now. So we had the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, which I talked to the Jacksonville crew about last week. But the league feels like haves and some playoff teams and certainly some have-nots. I don't feel like the Giants or the Bengals are much of a threat here the next 2 weeks. And I do feel as though getting the Lamar offense back, running the ball, I mean, Mark Ingram was a healthy scratch, that they're going to feel good about themselves if and when they make this playoff thing happen, that if they were to go to Buffalo or Pittsburgh or Kansas City next week, they might still be an 8-point dog or whatever they'll be, right? But they would have a chance to win, but they got to get the secondary healthy if they want to win.
They got to get the secondary healthy, but these next few weeks seem like the opportunity to be getting healthy. Like you say, they seem like, I haven't seen what the spreads are, the Giants spread. I'm sure the Bengals spread's not out yet, but they're going to be 10-point favorites in the next couple of games. And that's a great opportunity to get healthy. Yesterday, I flipped the game off at halftime and I thought John Harbaugh should have sat, at least Lamar. And then, maybe
well,
the
he did in the
cornerbacks
end. In the end, he did.
But get healthy. But again, unless somebody loses, we're in a bad spot to be scoreboard watching. This late in the season, it would have been nice to get it over with and to control your own destiny. I'm still worried. I mean, it's expansion, right? There's an extra playoff team, and they should go 11-5. But I'm nervous. I could really see not getting in. And if they do get in, like I said, I don't think you're scared of Pittsburgh. I don't think you're scared of Buffalo. Kansas City is a juggernaut, but who knows? You could up and pop them.
Well, they haven't won one playoff game yet. So to think that they're going to win 3 on the road, right, as constructed, at least it's looked better as a unit. And I know we talked to Harbaugh about that after the game. Just having guys playing next to each other is something that, they did not have 2-3 weeks ago when they were out there flipping around against the Steelers, right?
Yeah, and who knows who's going to go through their COVID problems and injuries at the wrong time. Maybe we're up and out of it now. And again, if you can get in, they look pretty hot at this time of year. It's a good time of year to be hot if you can make it in. But I don't know.
If you could perk your mic up a little bit on your end, please do so. We got some Christmas music here. So I put out a little APB on the web, and one of the fun parts of having you on, Todd, is that like you're truly a Renaissance man, whether it comes to boiling crawfish or talking about kids in school or talking about the Constitution. But I did not know that you had an affinity for holiday music. I do, as you can see, back in the days of Kane Street, when your partner Mark Miller used to run around at my house back when we were in our 20s and young men, I had CDs. I put my CDs, this is a jewel box, as you can see, but I had thousands of these plastic cases made because I had tens of thousands of CDs. I had a company out of Minnesota that made these for me about 30 years ago when I was a DJ and had to carry CDs around, and it made them thinner. So that if I had, let's say, a Michael Bolton Christmas album, This Is the Time, with such standards as Silent Night, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and Have Yourself a little Michael Bolton, that the CD appears in here. So I have in my hand, I know it looks like not a lot of CDs, but it's a couple of hundred CDs here. And, I could play the game like holding them all up and say, which one do you like? But I put this question out because this has come to me that I guess I loved Christmas music as a boy, right? Because we all did. We watched Rudolph, right? Snoopy, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Frosty the Snowman. So we watched Burl Ives, right? We watched the little claymation guys. Rudolph went off. The nose blinked. That's past tense, dog word for an Essex guy. I'll just say this. I had this collection of music forever, and I thought it was cool when I had a CD spinner with 200 CDs in it, and I could put it in there and just hit random like I used to at the parties on Kane Street back in the day. And now we have channels of TV, and we have Christmas music. And I think to myself, why would there ever be a bad Christmas song on, right? There's only 4 or 5 weeks of it. Light 102 starts playing Christmas music like I think in August, right? And around the house, I can get so much of it. There used to be a point where you'd be out like at an airport or I'd be flying places this time of year, and you'd be in the airport in October, and you'd start seeing Santa stuff, and you'd start hearing Christmas music November 8th, and it gets away from you a little bit. So being COVID and being restricted to my house, I listen to music all day long with my cat. Sometimes it's Springsteen or some Steely Dan. Sometimes it's some Stones. It could be anything. Pearl Jam, it could be anything. I'm a music guy. Zeppelin, whatever. Tom Petty last week. So there's a Christmas channel that my wife has programmed into the TV, and I put it on the other day, and it's like a lot of really good songs. I mean, all over the place. Mariah Carey, and then there's Boyz II Men, and then there's Neil Diamond, and then there's Burl Ives, and then there's Frank Sinatra, and then there's Tom Petty. And then there's name any genre you want. There's just a lot of Christmas music, and I'm thinking, this is nice. I mean, this is like I've listened for a couple of hours. I know all the songs. Every now and again, they mix in some Justin Timberlake song I didn't know existed, or some version of something, and I'm like, who's that? Oh, wow, that's Diana Ross. Look at that. I never heard that one before. So I just wanted to break out my Christmas music and talk some Christmas music with you, because I asked this question, and it's kind of silly because in the old days, you had CDs and you could only like put in one Michael Bolton or one Bon Jovi or one John Denver, okay, or one Michael McDonald. Not that here's one for you, bro. You ready? Partridge Family Christmas album. So this is what I did back in the 80s. I had this kind of stuff. And now you just go like Spotify and you're just like, good Christmas music, give it to me. And you don't have to endure. Like I say to my wife, why would anyone listen to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer? You know what I mean? Like, why would that be a part of your mix? Todd, I'm going to leave it for you, and I'll take requests.
Well, my single greatest life accomplishment, forget going to law school and catching Miguel Tejada's 232nd home run or having children or whatever. But I put together a Spotify mix about 5 or 6 years ago, because I think the key to Christmas music, you hit it on it slightly. You got to go all across genres. And it's a fun time of year to be able to just play with going all across genres.
Kind of like being a kid in the 70s where we would listen to music and Kenny Rogers would be next to like Aerosmith Dream On.
Sure.
Right. Like you could listen. It was kind of like Jack Radio before Jack was a dick. Sort of like that. Yeah.
The other thing, though, is you got to have palate cleansers. You can't just hammer yourself holiday. You have to mix in the conventional music. And that's the genius of
what really?
My 60% Christmas Spotify mix is exactly that. It's 60% Christmas.
No, this is Christmas week. You got to go to 100 this week.
I'm telling you. You got to mix in your palate cleansers. And you got to cross genres.
I'm drinking some water right now, thinking of you. I got to mix that in with the Rofo coffee and the eggnog.
You got to plug in Todd Schuler's 60% Christmas Spotify on Thanksgiving night, and you can let it roll all the way through the new year, and you never really get tired of Christmas music because you're peppering in some other stuff. Jazz is really good. Like non-Christmas jazz is always good at Christmas
time. I have Jazz Christmas. I have Joyful Christmas. I was a music critic back in the 80s and 90s, so this stuff would come to my house, and I Dave Koz and Friends. There you go. Yeah, perfect. Smooth Jazz Christmas, okay? You want that one? I got that for you. Listen, look, I once hit this guy in the testicles. Or would it be the testes? I'm not sure. 2 of them. At the Pairing Racket Club, I played tennis with Engelbert Humperdinck one time. It's true. True story. Tom Kapp was there. And there's the magic of Christmas with Engelbert. Oh, come all ye faithful, Winter Wonderland. But, I love when they mix a few in, like Lover's Holiday, sung by Engelbert. I don't know that song, right? So when they make their own, like, I'll give you an example.
You gotta have a new one. You gotta have like one. Elton John's got that, Christmas song.
I don't love that one. I don't love the Kinks one either. Do you love the Kinks one?
Wait.
Father Christmas, give us your money.
No, Kinks.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
I like the Ramones. Merry Christmas, I don't want to fight tonight. That's
okay. Good. I like to see. I'm way across genre. Right? Like so the very special Christmas albums that came out, I have those around here somewhere. I'll pull that up. Christmas in Hollis. You had your Run DMC. Here they are, right here. So this is the original one. Okay, very special Christmas. Okay, so on this you have Pointer Sisters, Eurythmics, Whitney Houston, Bruce Springsteen. Right on this one, Pretenders, John Cougar Mellencamp when they still say Cougar, Run DMC, U2, Madonna, Bob Seger, Bryan Adams, Bon Jovi, Ellison Moyet, and Stevie Nicks, all in one album. And then you came out with a very special Christmas 2, and they expanded this. This is where you got your Tom Petty, your Michael Bolton, Run DMC, your Boys to Men, your Luther Vandross on here, Extreme, remember them? Debbie Gibson. I would mix
First
in.
Crush. Oh.
I heard Foolish Beat the other day, and, I keep getting the little cameo invite from Debbie Gibson, and I'm thinking, if you and Mark Miller really loved me and wanted to do something nice for me beyond getting me like some Pizza John's, as I did for myself the other day.
Debbie Gibson cameo?
Debbie Gibson on cameo would be, don't get me Ray Lewis or any of the other ones that pop up. But, Debbie and I, and now that I'm saying this out loud, is my phone around? Yeah, my phone's right here. I will get served the Debbie Gibson cameo ad every day,
Yeah, the algorithms are listening.
I could never love again. Now that so anyway, cleansing here's a classic. So the question I asked the other day was if you had to have one artist, because back in the day you had to put on Elvis or Barry Manilow. You couldn't put them both on. So I would put them on one at a time. Now you don't have any of that anymore. So all you hear,
Christmas.
Look, Elvis has all sorts of gospel. Elvis has on here some serious stuff. Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem, Peace in the Valley, I Believe, Take My Hand, Precious Lord, It Is No Secret What God Can Do. I'm reading in the light here, right? So in addition to, so you only hear the one Elvis song, right? Have you honestly ever heard Elvis sing?
Christmas is going to be, you're right.
I mean, Elvis sings White Christmas on here. You don't hear White Christmas. You only hear Blue Christmas. It's almost like Elvis didn't want to sing about white or black. He sung about blue. And it's a little bit of a sad song, right? I mean, when Elvis sings that song, you lost your dad this year. You're going to think bad things. You know what I mean? So Elvis has happy songs too. So what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of Christmas music out there, and I can't get enough of it right now.
You want the one desert island with the Christmas lights up in the palm tree. My dad used to have a 5-record changer. That's how he did it, going back before your CD changer.
5-record changer.
Yeah, and I had an arm, and when the side of the record was over, it would
pulled
drop.
It out, right?
And he always had Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra. But my favorite, if I had one, was the Beach Boys Christmas.
I got
Beach Boys Christmas record is just fantastic.
But you only hear Little Saint Nick.
Meet Santa,
you see what I'm saying?
The real Santa. Come on, no. I that was burned in my memory, for 5 weeks a year, Pop's 5-record changer.
You ever listen to this one?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right there? How the Grinch Stole Christmas, narrated by Boris Karloff. A lot of people didn't know that, but this has trim up the tree. It's got it all on there. Look, I bought this one for my wife. My wife loves James Taylor, probably because she's a chowder. So I got her the James Taylor Christmas album by Hallmark back in the day. Sheryl Crow has a whole Christmas album that I love. And look, everybody talks about greatest hits and Phil Spector's album and all that, but there are just some great artists. I mean, I mentioned John Denver, Peabo Bryson, full Christmas show. The only time I ever saw James Ingram perform was a Christmas show. I went with my girlfriend Robbie. We went to Atlantic City. We saw Sheena Easton, James Ingram, Peabo Bryson, and who did James Ingram sing Baby Come to Me with? Whoever that was. She was in the show, and they did all Christmas songs, but to your point, it was 60-40. Sheena Easton took the morning train. Right. Sheena Easton strut out and put it out, and James Ingram did just once, and he did all the 100 ways, but then they did. I remember James Ingram did a version of "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Greatest thing I've ever heard. Greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. James Ingram singing "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." Seriously. I mean, I
saw John Prine close one time right around this time of year with "I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus," and a disco ball kicked on.
I saw Mellencamp do that
show.
One night. I saw Mellencamp do that one night. Springsteen did his Christmas tune here, Santa Claus Coming to Town.
But what's the other one?
But he did Santa Claus, Merry Christmas, baby.
Yeah.
So Santa Claus is Coming to Town, he did in Baltimore.
Oh, no kidding.
You can look it up. You can look that up. So then, you also have your your soundtrack albums. Like I have Home Alone 2 here, right? Remember this one?
Sure.
This is Johnny Mathis with "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas."
Yeah,
Alan
there's
Jackson doing "Holly Jolly Christmas" on this one, so this is
even the
nice.
Home Alone theme is good. Like, like
Oh
the
yeah, the bells, right? Because
it's got
you
to
think
be
of Joe
it's
Pesci,
one of
right?
those composers like a John Williams or somebody like that. But yeah, it's all got to get mixed in there. You gotta pound it all season, and you gotta have your palate cleansers. Like I
By the
said,
way,
you gotta.
a couple other things to show you, just to show you how cool I am. You ready for this? Can you handle that? Tell everybody out loud who's not watching right now on WNSTV. Tell them what I got here. Tell them how special it is. Come on.
That is Christmas with the Brady Bunch, and if you're not, yeah, the
Look at
picture
these
alone
tunes
is
here.
worth
The first
1,000 words.
Noel on there, Away in a Manger, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, as sung by Maureen McCormick and Barry Williams, a classic. Hey, I bet you didn't know that A Very Special Christmas was already up to number 5.
I
I
did
only had
not.
1 and 2. Turns out, like, Stevie Nicks does Silent Night on here. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers do Little Red Rooster on here. Sheryl Crow doing Run, Run, Rudolph. My buddies from SR71 doing Christmas is a Time to Say I Love You. And I hope John Allen gets some rights on that as well. I got New Wave Christmas here from back in the 80s with David Bowie and Bing Crosby. Is there a better song than that?
I was just before we got on, I was watching the John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell spoof of that. And it was
I haven't seen
pretty
it.
hilarious. It's worth a YouTube click. I'm trying to think. It was the same buddy that referenced my mix on your Facebook. Yeah, it's great. It's the same thing, but
Peace
they're
on
hilarious.
earth, can it be? So anyway, last but not least, and this is what started the whole thing, all right? So my back has been hurting. I want to give all holiday love to Dr. Steve Elliott, my friends at the Elliott Chiropractic Clinic, who've kept me clean and nice and safe. I screwed up. I bent over the wrong way 16 days ago, and I've been laying on ice. So I got my table up here, and I've been laying flat, getting my ribs together, stretching out, doing my yoga. I'm 52 now. I'm falling apart, Schuler. Not like some old athlete like you Calvert Hall guys, all right? So I put Christmas music on, and my cat sometimes jumps up on my back or plays with me, and it's fun. And I got Christmas lights and my $10 Charlie Brown tree that I bought at Kmart at Old North Point Road when I was still at Denny's in the parking lot. And I'm listening to my Christmas music, and it's the usual, Burl Ives mix, right? It's his stuff. And then I hear the song that we all have, like, it feels like we grew up with it, but it's modern, right? I don't want a lot for Christmas. So Mariah Carey comes on, and I'm like, my toes are tapping, and I'm thinking about what a happy song it is, right? It's a happy song. And I'm thinking, Mariah's okay. That if I had to have one album on an island with you, Todd.
You're taking Mariah.
I'm going to take the Mariah album
Wow.
because it picks me up. It picks me up.
It's a good one. I mean, but that one does get a little
But you
overplayed.
only hear the
That's
one
right
song,
in there with
right?
the
Those are
wham.
two.
Yeah.
She has 2, right? All I Want for Christmas. Isn't there another one that she had? She does Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and like that everybody plays it. But there are 10 songs on here. I bet you've never heard her sing Jesus, Oh, What a Wonderful Child. I bet you've never heard her sing Miss You Most at Christmas Time. I bet you've never heard Mariah Carey singing Oh, Holy Night. I mean, come on. That might be pretty good.
Whitney Houston is another one to search for, if you want that good, big female vocal, like she does a lot of good Christmas.
I didn't know Tom Petty did another one, as an example. Like, I found another Tom Petty song. Like, Bryan Adams has the Run, Run, Rudolph that's on the – but right. He has an incredible Christmas song. I'm trying to think of the name of it. We waited all through the year. We could be together. Something about Christmas time. There's something about Christmas time.
Right.
Makes you wish it was Christmas every day. Yeah. See the smile in the old folks' eyes and the way the children smile makes you wish it was Christmas the whole everyday year. I don't know. It's something like that. But Bryan Adams has a couple. You just need to mix it up. It can't just be Elvis doing Blue Christmas and Mariah singing the same damn song. LIF. Mix it up. That's all I'm saying.
Carrie Underwood sings Little Drummer Boy with like her 4-year-old kid My mom turned me onto it this year. It's a fantastic one too. Yeah, there's good stuff. And Kanye, Christmas in Harlem. If you still don't have Kanye in the penalty box,
He's in the
my wife does.
Yeah, once he came out on Taylor Swift, and that was the end for me.
Really? I thought he was fine then until he put the red hat on. I was like, yeah, he's different. But then he put the red hat on. I was like, nah,
no. My introduction to Kanye West came at I had Stones tickets at the old Giant Stadium, and my buddies and I all rolled up. We were, having some beverages, so we weren't driving. We had a driver, which was wonderful when you jump in the limo at 11:28 at Giant Stadium and you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're home. It's nice. So we went up for the night, and Kanye West was the opening artist that night.
For the Stones?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Really
what they have in common?
And I was out in the alcove having a knish, as I remember it.
Those two artists have the best 3 album runs that I can name. Kanye's 3 album run, and then the Beggar's Banquet, Let It Bleed, Sticky
I've never heard a
Fingers,
Kanye West song
run.
I like, ever.
Get out of Dodge City. Come on. Absolute genius.
Nah.
Try Christmas in Harlem. You'll love it. While you're there, pop on 60% Christmas and,
I prefer Christmas in Hollis. How about that? Huh.
Yeah, Christmas in Hollis. I know. Then we get into that whole but
I'll take one Christmas in Brooklyn for a slice of pizza. Yeah, in a Nets game or something like that. Todd Schuler is here. He is Blondell Miller Schuler, damngoodlawyer.com. It's been fun arguing Christmas music with you because this is the week, I break out Charlie Ekman reading Was the Night Before Christmas. You hear at WNST. Wow. Yeah. I break out the pictures of me and Edwin Mulatalo singing Christmas songs together over at the barn on his ukulele. So, I've had some good moments. I mean, Rob Fahey used to come in and do some Christmas songs in studio back in the day with the Ravens and whatnot. So, you know how much I love music. You know how much I miss music. We're still getting football games every week. I've been going back into, musical archives and trying to find – rare, since Eddie Van Halen died, I think I've been in this mode. I found this incredible Tokyo Van Hagar, 1989. Google it, Tokyo 89 Van Halen. Unbelievable. So I'm trying to find really good bootlegs or DVD kind of high quality HD. I mean, I saw a Springsteen show from Madrid back in 16 the other day that blew my socks off. Just stuff that I want to experience that I can't experience right now. And I'm just in Christmas. Look, I haven't been to the mall. I haven't been subjected to it out in the real world this year. So I have forced it upon myself, and I have found myself really enjoying Christmas music. So I want to share that, and you're the poor SOB that got stuck talking to me about it this week.
Nah, I'm happy to. Like I say, I plug it in right there on Thanksgiving night, and I don't quit until New Year's. But I do try and mix it up, like you say, and switch your genres and palette.
I'll give you an example, okay? So this is an album here, Rock and Roll Christmas #2. This has that incredible Bryan Adams song. That's one of my favorite Christmas songs. Christmas Time is what it's called, right? So on this is Dave Edmunds doing Run, Run, Rudolph. Do you know Squeeze doing Christmas Day? Do you know that version?
No.
Well, see, this is where it gets it. You'd like to hear that, right?
Yeah.
Do you know Stevie Wonder doing Someday at Christmas? I do know that.
That to me is an all-time favorite, man.
Okay, and I don't hear that enough, right?
Nah.
You don't hear that one much.
That's perfect.
Let's see here. Bob and Doug McKenzie doing the 12 Days of Christmas.
Great. We haven't heard those guys in a while, huh?
I haven't heard that in forever. So, I mean, I love the standard songs. I mean, I love John Lennon, singing War Is Over and all that. And I love Dean Martin singing Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. But I would love to hear 38 other versions of Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, and hear if Peebo Bryson has one, right? Or if Barry Manilow has one, or if Neil Diamond has one, or if Sheryl Crow has one. So this is the time. My wife, this is one of her favorite artists in the whole world. She loves Bare Naked Ladies. That's one of her favorite bands.
Oh, they got that one with Sarah McLachlan. That's a really good Christmas song, right?
We Three Kings.
Yep.
God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. It's on this one.
Yeah.
But they have 20 Christmas songs, Bare Naked Ladies. They do Sleigh Ride. They do Do They Know It's Christmas? Oh Holy Night. I Saw Three Ships. So, I've never heard any of that, and I don't even like Bare Naked Ladies, even a little bit. I think they're a bit of a camp band. I think they're like a novelty band as I see it, for me anyway. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I've
Nah,
been
no,
dragged to their concerts.
I got the same energy on them. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I'm with you.
I kind of
Uh,
make fun of them in some way when my wife's around by singing, if I had $1,000,000, I'd be rich. So I love Christmas tunes. I love music. And my Christmas wish for you and me and for Mark Miller, okay, is this. And this might not be Mills' thing, but nonetheless, my wish is that we get together with significant friends at some point, and I'm going to say August because I'm not going to be stingy, okay? Give me 3 more months to get shots and all that we could go and have a proper beer on the back of the lawn at Merriweather Post for something we would all enjoy. Whether that's Heart and Cheap Trick, or whether that's Bare Naked Ladies minus the guy who was the drug addict, or whether that's whatever that would be, whatever we could enjoy. I want to sit on the lawn at Merriweather and have a beer, an overpriced, hopefully cold beer, and just enjoy the stars,
yeah.
because I forgot how much that means to me over the course of my lifetime, and having it taken away has made me want to go do it again. How about that?
First concert back is going to be like Times Square VE Day, positive energy. Sailors kissing nurses, man. It's going to be.
What's going to be your show? What's going to be your first one? What do you want it to be?
I said a long time ago, and I think it's still true, that I'm kind of over music when there's more than 3,000 people there.
So you need a club. Okay.
More than Merriweather, to me, it would be like getting in the 8x10 and seeing the Rebirth Brass Band or something like that. Like that good intimate energy. But you paint a pretty picture on Merriweather that I could get that done.
Hold on. Does Rebirth have a Christmas album?
I don't know the answer.
Rebirth played our victory party
Google.
in New Orleans. You know that, right? I've told you that,
Did
right?
not know that. No.
Rebirth played our victory party in the hours in New Orleans. It was called the Purple something, nonetheless. So I was trying to pull this up.
I used to see him every Wednesday night in law school. That's why I'm so smart. I saw Rebirth every Wednesday night.
Where do they play every Wednesday night?
It was called. I knew you were going to ask that because
I saw a big fundraiser for Tipitinas the other day, right?
Or something.
Did you see that? The Tipitinas fundraiser.
I've gotten Tipitinas concerts, like the $7 live streams since COVID, in my attempt to support the arts. So I really worry about tips. I mean, it truly is the single greatest music venue that I've ever been in. It's the model for the 8x10s and the House of Blues and all that kind of look. And I've had I've seen Parliament in there, Parliament Funkadelic in there more times than I could count. I've had some good times in Tipitinas. I would hate for anything to happen to it. It has to survive this. As a matter of fact, forget the 8x10 and forget Merriweather. Let's get on a plane and go down and see something at Tipitinas when this thing's over.
Todd Schuler is here. There, damngoodlawyer.com. It is the holidays. We've been discussing holiday music. Because you're my lawyer at this point, you and Miller got to look into this. My Ticketmaster app's not working with my Stones tickets on it. I can't. I was going to pull up my Stones, and Pearl Jam lost tickets. I had tickets on my app.
Yeah, what do you do with
for
that?
4 Pearl Jam shows? Well,
are they refunded? Is it over?
I think somebody refunded. One of the Stones concerts was officially canceled, and they sent me the money back maybe. But I had Stones tickets in Pittsburgh, Louisville, San Diego, and Atlanta. They were all spread out over 4 weeks, one a month for 4 months. And we had the lucky dip tickets. We got in right at 10 a.m. We got the $40 tickets that are probably in the pit. At least we had 4 of them. We figured one of the nights will wind up in the pit. I've never been in the pit for the Stones. I've never been in the pit for anything other really than Springsteen in the modern era, a real pit. Like the U2 circle. I was never in that thing down there, but I've been close at these shows. But I'm, all of these bands are going to, want to go out and make money, but there's going to be a glut in the marketplace, and it's going to be interesting to see what people are willing to pay to go out to have a good night.
Yeah,
what that night in Merriweather's worth to me and you and your wife and all of us.
Right. Well, it'll be a special treat. But you're right. You could get pretty pricey in a situation like that. And that's why, again,
it's just
the smaller venues. Yeah. First ball game back is going to have that same vibe too. I can't wait for all of this stuff. And first horse race back, man, we're coming. Like you said, we just got to weather the winter, get through this thing. And,
if I want to sue Ticketmaster, do I call you?
Yeah, what the hell? I think
let's go get him, man. It's Pearl Jam tried that, didn't they?
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me what you do during the holidays in case, something terrible happens and they need someone like you to help them.
Say again, what we do?
What do you do?
We're available. I mean, don't forgive me if I don't get back to you at the tail end of this week and the next, but my cell phone is on everything that I publish. It's on our website at damngoodlawyer.com. It's been the same cell phone forever. And so I'm happy to field phone calls. I say all the time, call me anytime you want, because if I don't want to answer, I'm just not going to answer. Leave a message and I'll get back to you. But don't be afraid if you have a question, if you have a concern, it costs nothing to talk to us. Everything is a free evaluation. We never turn the hourglass over and start charging you by the hour or anything like that. We get money out of the end of your case if you get money. We work very hard to make sure that happens. And as the tagline up here says, we're not afraid to go to trial and win your case.
Well, if you have a good case or not, right? Literally, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes it develops over time, and sometimes, you see them in a fresh light after having the case, for some period. A good case is something that a jury, will stick to, will cling to, and be able to appreciate, an injury, a visible injury, or a sympathetic plaintiff, or
as opposed to me not being able to get the update on my Ticketmaster app. And when I get it,
yeah,
I got to get my $48 back from these people, right?
We might not retire on that case, but yeah, doesn't mean we can't collect for you, so.
Well, they're sitting on a couple $100 of mine. I know that,
Right. Absolutely.
I don't know how to get it. I need a lawyer is what I need.
We're gonna find it. I'm feeling lucky. Or maybe you're gonna be just at those concerts this summer and you won't have to worry about it, right?
I hope not. I hope I don't need you to go get my $420 back or whatever it is. But okay. I hope I get my money back. I hope we get life back. And I do appreciate you guys stepping up this year and being a part of what we do. Todd Schuler's ad on the front of the website, former delegate Todd Schuler. Moeller always says I should refer to you like that because it's sort of like a public royalty thing.
It was, ancient history. I talked to a delegate just this weekend, and I'm shocked at how few people I know down there, and definitely how few people know me down there. But
it turns over, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, life moves on, man. One monkey doesn't hold up the whole circus, So life goes on without you, for sure.
Tell the guy that down at 1600, man.
Yeah.
We'll leave it.
There you go.
Time to leave the bar, dude. We're flicking the lights. Todd Schuler is here. He's flicking the lights on me. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. And I hope at some point you get some Peebo Bryson or you get some Mariah Carey in your life. But I did regale you with wonderful memories of the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family. I did, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Merry Christmas. Check out the Spotify mix. It's my life's work in 950 songs or so.
Now you really know how weird I am that I have 450 Christmas CDs here on my desk, right?
Yeah, it's berserk. But
it is weird.
What are you gonna do?
At some point, I'm going to ask you about that Johnny U thing behind you, probably next week, because next week will be the anniversary of the 58 and 59 championship games, okay? Because I know what that is, and I see the tape marks, and that came from a news. We'll talk about crop marks next week.
I'll give you I'll give you the whole history that I know.
And I'll give you the history that I know, because it's probably Larry Harris hard at work there. Todd Schuler is damn good lawyer, along with his partner, Mark Miller, who is my childhood friend. They reside in Essex, right on Eastern Avenue, on the way to Pizza John's and on the way down to see our friends at Al Seafood as well. Give them some love down there at damngoodlawyer.com if you need them. Hope you don't need them, but if you need a good attorney, you need somebody on your side. Can't think of anybody better. We're going to step out. We're going to take a break around here. I got to go put my eggnog ice cream away because I've been talking to Todd for long lengths of time. I think that eggnog's going to wind up in my Royal Farms coffee before it's all over with, which probably is not a bad marriage when it gets right down to it. Darker Brothers ice cream available, $15.70 off the order and the 8-pack as we've been delivering it here. Find it all at BaltimorePositive.com.